Hello, and welcome back to another live stream. Series 3, episode 2. Pretty sure I got that right. Hello, how's everyone doing? And we're on time today. I didn't have to cancel, postpone. Sometimes I can do things on time. Sometimes it happens. It's getting a bit more rare nowadays. But anyway, hello, how is everyone doing? Hope everyone's enjoyed the bank holiday. I know I sure have. If anyone can tell, it's playing on my voice a bit. Just been very social, talking out with loads of friends and stuff, and the voice is suffering now. But anyway, we're good though. We're good, and we're gonna have a good stream. We're gonna go until 9, do our usual, and of course, once again, as always, I have a fantastic guest with me, and I'm really honoured to have this guy on because he was on last year. We had a great stream, and he's become a really good friend over the years. He's always one of my biggest supporters, even when me and Ryan very rarely do our podcast episodes nowadays. He always messages me about it, and I got to be on his stream on Friday, so it's really, really great to have him back on. And that is, of course, Scott from Scott the Movie Critic. Here he is.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Scott. Thank you for coming back on, mate.
No worries, James. Thank you for having me back on. Really looking forward to this.
Absolute pleasure, mate. If we just done a stream the other 3 days ago.
Yes, that is correct. That was really fun as well.
Yeah, it was. And like we were saying backstage, a load of great other guys on your stream as well.
Yeah, definitely. All great
Good
guys.
group. Yeah.
Definitely.
So it's very good to have you back on, mate. I'm gonna do a little thing. I don't normally do this, but I'm gonna ask you, Scott, because you always do this to your guests. What have you been watching lately?
I haven't watched loads. I've just basically watched the American Pie franchise again, which been absolutely fantastic. Love going through those.
Yeah.
Some of my favourite all-time comedies. Grew up watching them when I was a kid, and the soundtracks to those films are excellent as well. There's some great tunes.
Absolutely, some really good 90s songs on there. I remember always playing the soundtracks to those when I was like in secondary school and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
And those films were always great to watch when you're like that age, I think. It's very much like the American in-betweeners-y stuff, isn't it? But they're good fun, those films. They're very funny.
Yeah, definitely. I love them.
Yeah, no, they are a good time. Oh, would you reckon I'll do another one? It feels like maybe it's time for another one if they're going to do it.
Yeah, it does say on Letterboxd that they've got a cast and like a director for a 5th movie, but like no cover artwork for it yet. So I think they are doing it, but not sure when.
Yeah. I mean, it is that thing of like, when do they go too far? But
yeah,
I'd be up for another one. I'd watch it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I
Have you
went
watched
to be
any?
down to see a 5th one, but I just hope that they don't go too PC with it. I think it should be the way it is.
Yeah, humor's well, we're living in different times now, aren't we? That type
We
of
are.
humor.
That's
Oh,
the issue with American Pie films now, I think.
Yeah. Have you watched any of the spin-offs?
I haven't, but I wouldn't mind giving some of them a go. But I've heard that some of them are really bad as well.
I've only watched Bandcamp, but that one was okay. It's well, I'm probably being too kind there. It's got the guy who played Jim's dad still in it, so there's one character that comes over from the movies.
That's quite cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I think there's like 5 spin-offs now, I think, but
oh wow, yes, I've heard there's quite a few.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll crack on with the comments now. We got quite a few here. Awesome. Marvelous was here nice and quick, and he fired a few messages at us. So we'll go through his. Hello, mate.
Hello, mate.
What's your hype level for The Flash? I can't wait. I'm so excited for it. Literally round the corner. What are you excited for The Flash much, Scott? Or
yeah, well, I think it looks pretty good. I can't say I'm hyped about it, but I think it is a film that I will definitely watch because I do think it looks pretty good. To be fair,
yeah, I'm not hyped. I'm not sure how to feel about it. I think for me, curiosity is what has me on The Flash. Because honestly, the trailers to me, it looks good. It don't look incredible, but I'm hearing it is incredible. And I'm so used to things in the DCEU not being very good. It's amazing that I'm hearing all these incredible things about it. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting.
I'm looking forward to seeing Michael Keaton back as Batman as well. I think that'd be pretty
Mm,
cool.
absolutely. See, I didn't grow up on the Michael Keaton's Batman films.
Mm.
Watching them for the first time, like in 2016, 2017, I just thought they were okay. I'm actually more. This is going to piss people off. I'm more excited to see Michael Shannon back as General Zod.
Oh, fair enough. I didn't
um,
go up with the Michael Keaton Batman films either, to be honest. Really liked
yeah.
the first one, but I wasn't too keen on Batman Returns. Unfortunately, I didn't really
Mm.
like that one.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly just not a big fan on any of the original four Batman films. They're just not for me. I can definitely see the
Mm.
appeal in the two Keaton ones,
Yeah,
but they're just not for me, really.
yeah, I can understand that definitely.
He follows up with, "I haven't felt this excited for a superhero blockbuster film since Spider-Man: No Way Home." Yeah, it should be another epic multiverse um, film. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean, we're getting loads of that now, aren't we? All this multiverse stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I'm hoping it'll be good. It looks interesting. That's why it's definitely got my curiosity.
Yeah. Could you imagine if it's like one of the best films of the year? That'd be something.
After all of the crap that film's gone through in production, it's going to
Yeah,
be amazing if it comes out as like one of these incredible movies.
yeah, definitely it will be.
And then he also asks, "What's your most anticipated movie of June?" Um, from what come to mind are Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, The Flash, different level hype for me. Do you want to go first, Scott?
Yeah, sure. Is Spider-Man's out next week, so I guess I could go with that one. That'd be one of them, definitely. When's
Mhm.
Mission Impossible? Is that July or was
I
that?
think that's July, yeah.
Oh, okay. What else is coming out in June?
Well, I'd say mine's definitely Spider-Man because that's Thursday, which is the first,
Yeah.
which I'm hopefully seeing on Thursday. Um, and then Indiana Jones as well, I
Oh,
think. That's right at the end of June, I think.
that'd be quite cool. To be fair, I do want to see that one.
Yeah, no, I grew up on Indiana Jones. I've heard the new one isn't great from its first screenings.
Yeah,
However, it was shown at the French Film Festival. I forget what it's called. Um, and not to sound too horrible, but most people who attend that thing have got their noses up in the air. So when they go see one of these big blockbusters like Indiana Jones, I doubt they would love it. So I'm taking those reviews with a pinch of salt.
that's fair.
Um, Miney Granger Stan 800 is here. Hello.
Hello,
Jim O'Connor's here. Hello, mate.
hello, Jim.
And Jamie Kuzon asks, "What's everyone's favorite TV show?"
Oh,
You got one, or do you want me to go first?
I think I've got one. I'm gonna probably go with Breaking Bad. That's a really great TV show, I think, and
Mhm.
really last season of that is absolutely incredible. Such a great ending.
Yeah, I can't fault that. Breaking Bad is one of the most consistent shows. I know some people don't really like the
Yeah,
first season much, but honestly, I loved it from episode one all the way through to the end.
yeah. So did I. I thought it was just flawless. To be honest, I really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I, I don't know what my favorite is. Maybe the first four seasons of Game of Thrones are without a doubt the best TV I've ever seen. But the
Yeah,
ending, the ending, man. I think I might agree with you on Breaking Bad. I think Black Sail's one I always mention. Peaky Blinders is always a really good time. Avatar:
yeah,
Last Airbender, Clone Wars. Yeah, but I think Breaking Bad might be my favorite.
yeah. It's a fantastic TV show for sure.
Took me so long to watch it as well.
Yeah, same here. I think we watched it around about the same sort of time. To be fair, James, if I
Oh,
remember
did we?
correctly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's such a good show. I really like Better Call Saul as well. Actually, that's a really good show.
I still need to watch that one, but yeah, I've heard that's really good spin off. To be fair.
Yeah, I keep meaning to watch Succession because that ended today. Need to watch that as well. Everyone
Yeah,
raves about that. Barry ended today as well. I haven't watched the last episode, but that's a really good show as well.
yeah, I need to check those ones out. I have heard really good things about those two.
Yeah. Ethan's here. Hello, mate.
Hello.
And he asks, what is your favourite A24 film?
Oh,
I mean, I've got two, I think. For me, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
that's
Love
a
that
good one.
movie. But Ex Machina was also just fantastic for me.
Good
But
choices.
yeah, I'd go with those two, I think. Do you have one?
Yeah, I might actually go with everything everywhere all at once as well. To be fair, I thought that was a really well made film from last year. It was actually
Mm,
my favourite film of last year as well. I thought it was really creative and yeah, it was absolutely incredible. I thought.
nice. Yeah, it was my favourite film last year as well. How weird is it that your favourite film won Best Picture? That's like never going to
Yeah,
happen again, I swear.
no, it probably won't. To be fair.
It's just crazy. Like every year, my favorite film of every year seems to always get completely snubbed at the Oscars. So it's
Yeah,
crazy that it actually won Best Picture.
it is. To be fair, I thought it would be go to All Quiet on Western Front at first.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
Guy Martin is here. He says, "Evening, lads. Who's looking forward to the new Spider-Man? Very excited. I'm hopefully seeing it IMAX on Thursday.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to watching it as well. I think it'd be great.
Yeah, no, it does look absolutely fun, and the reviews for it are just incredible.
Yeah, which is great to hear, obviously.
Yeah." And yeah, excited for Spider-Verse. Jim asking the same one there.
Yeah, definitely.
um, um, Lorenzo, stay goon, boys.
Yeah.
Nice to see the stream going. Thank you. And I see Scott on the stream. Yeah,
Oh,
we love having
thank you,
Scott
mate.
here.
Yeah, glad to be on.
Chris says rank the Chris's: Chris Pine, Chris Evans, Chris Pratt.
Um,
In terms of acting capabilities, I think they're all on very similar levels.
yeah,
Um, in terms of which one do I enjoy watching the most? Hmm. I kind of want to say Chris Pratt. He's been that he's had
yeah,
the most interesting films out of the bunch for me. Um, then maybe Evans and Pine. I don't know. They're all honestly on like the same level for me, to be honest.
yeah, definitely. Uh,
Would you have a preference on how you'd rank them, or?
yeah, I suppose. I think that Chris Pine's probably maybe the best actor, but I also find him the most boring out of the three as well.
Hmm.
So I'll probably put him last. To be fair, just because he's sometimes can be a bit boring, but
Hmm.
second maybe Chris Evans, and then first I'll go with Chris Pratt just because I find him the most entertaining out of the three.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I mean, did you see what was it? The new Dungeons and Dragons with Chris Pine.
I didn't know, but I did hear really good things about it actually. I do want to check that one out.
He's actually really good in that. You can tell that he's having a lot of fun with that movie. So, but I
Mm.
do get what you say about the most boring out of the three. A lot of these films, he does play quite a serious character most of the time.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, the new Dungeons and Dragons, well worth a watch. Actually, it was surprisingly okay. I thought it was going to be awful, but
Yeah.
um, what made you finally sit down and watch Scarface? Have you seen Scarface, Scott? I'm guessing you have.
I have, yeah, I've seen it many times. That was a film I watched quite a while back actually, and I was like, wow, what a film that is!
Yeah.
So incredible.
Yeah, it was weird. I was just scrolling through Netflix the other day and it popped up because the reason it's taken me so long to watch Scarface is because I don't own it. I just have yet to
Yeah.
get it in the collection. I really
Mm.
want to now, but I was just scrolling through Netflix. I didn't know it was on there. It popped up and I was like, oh, I should finally give this a watch. And
Yeah.
yeah, I got to be honest, those gangster films, I always enjoy them, but they're never it's not my favorite genre. But I
Hmm.
thought Scarface was pretty brilliant, to be honest.
Yeah, it's brilliant. What's his name? Al Pacino is
Hmm.
fantastic in that film. Just what a
100.
performance.
Yeah, no, he really is. I just brought up here the next comment. Lorenzo saying Scarface is incredible. Yeah,
Yeah.
it really did live up to the hype, that one, to be honest.
Yeah, the soundtrack as well is pretty incredible as well. I really
Mm.
like creative themes in that.
Yeah, no, 100%. You could tell that it was a product of its time with the music, but I also agree. I love the music. It really fit the movie quite well.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I don't think me and Scott. I haven't seen it. I don't think you have. Anyone seen the new Little Mermaid yet? You've been to the
No, I've
cinema?
not watched that.
No, you waiting for Disney Plus, or do you think you'll venture to the cinema?
I'll definitely wait for Disney Plus. I'm not too interested to see that at cinema, to be honest.
No, that's fair enough. I do kind of want to go, just because I love the original Little Mermaid. I grew up on that. Um, I hear that the new one's better than people thought it'd be, but it's still just very, yeah.
Yeah,
um, but I don't know. My expectations are so low now with these Disney live actions that I might enjoy it more than I think.
yeah, definitely.
To be completely honest, says I'm seeing Spider-Man this Friday. Very good. Hope,
Awesome.
hopefully Thursday here. Pixar's new film Elemental comes out. Oh, that's out this month, is it? Or in June? I thought the trailer
Oh,
for that was like really good.
I didn't actually see the trailer, to be fair, but I do like Pixar's films quite a lot, so I'll be interested to give it a watch, definitely.
Yeah, I thought they had a little bit of a down year last year. I think I thought
Mm.
Lightyear was disappointing. I didn't hate it, but I think it was disappointing. I thought Turning Red was good, but it could have been a lot better. So I'm hoping this is a bit better than the previous 2 years. Um,
Yeah,
but I don't know. We'll see what happens with it.
yeah, definitely.
Jim says, question for Scott: can I join and comment on Pete's stream on your streams?
Yeah, definitely. Feel free to comment any time you want, mate. That'd be a pleasure, definitely.
Yeah, I can speak from advice, well, from experience here. It's always a very good time on the streams over there with you guys. You got a nice little group of guys that go on your streams and Pete's streams now, haven't you? It's like,
Yeah,
oh, you always have new guests on, but the familiar faces. You've got a nice little group there.
yeah, definitely. Really do love Pete, Nigel, and Andy and Jamie. They're really good guys. So yeah, it's a pleasure to always have them on.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and they're very fun to watch as well. I can't lie, I don't watch them live a lot of the times because in the evenings I'm always busy, but I always
Yeah,
watch them on replay. Normally when I'm at work, put it on in the background, I listen. They're always very fun. Other than when Pete decides to go for like 8 hours, I can't lie, I don't watch all of that.
that's fair. I can understand that.
I'll do the first 2 hours though.
Yeah. Thank you, James. Glad you enjoyed them. I really appreciate that.
Oh no, always, mate. Um, David says, "What's worse, the casting?" Look. See, this is the problem. People bully Jake Lloyd so much, they're still doing it. The poor guy got dropped out of acting. Um,
I don't
he was
even know who that is, to be fair, off the top of
this,
my head.
the kid who played young Anakin, but it's like he was
Oh,
just a
right.
kid, and I think it's so harsh.
Mm,
And with Hayden Christensen, that yeah, he was given some really rough dialogue. I
yeah.
thought he was good in the prequels. The emotional scenes and stuff, I thought he was really good.
I actually really like a couple of the prequels, if I'm being honest. Revenge of the Sith is absolute quality film.
Yeah, man, I grew up on the prequels. I'll always defend them. I think I can acknowledge the bad parts about them, but they're just so entertaining and they work in the
Yeah,
Star Wars universe so well, I think. For me it is that original 6 trilogy.
yeah,
It's just incredible stuff, I think.
definitely. I agree.
Jamie says Barry's last episode was a little disappointing. That's a shame to hear there. I mean, I really like
Yeah,
that show. I was hoping it'd go out with a bit of a bang.
mm, definitely.
Um, what's everyone's favorite Harry Potter film? Have you got one, Scott?
I haven't seen any yet, unfortunately.
You've not seen Harry Potter?
No,
Oh, Scott, you need to change that.
I do.
Harry Potter's a great time. I mean, I'm not
Mm,
like a massive fan, but I still just remember like those films coming out. I think I was
yeah,
in America. I was in Florida when the last movie came out, And I swear, everywhere I went, you go into like an American diner or whatever, and they come up to you and they go, "Oh my God, you're British." And then they just sit down. They would just like, they just get like, "Who's your favorite Harry Potter character?" Because it was just so big then when I was out there.
Yeah.
But Harry Potter's a really, really fun series of films. I'd highly recommend giving them a
Awesome.
watch.
Yeah, I do have the 4K box set of it as well, so I do really need to check them out, to be fair.
I think you'll like them, Scott. I mean, I don't know many people who don't like them, to be honest. They're very
Yeah.
consistent. There's a couple weaker ones for sure, but
Mm.
they're really consistently entertaining films.
Yeah, I think the one I'm most excited to probably watch is Prisoner of Azkaban, because I have seen parts of that, and that one does look really good, to be fair. So I am looking forward to watching that one.
Yeah, I'd say that is my favorite of them. But
Awesome.
you know, I don't think I dislike any of the Harry Potter films. I dislike a couple of the Fantastic Beasts ones.
All right, yeah.
But Harry Potter's a very fun series of films for sure.
Awesome.
Rank the Jordan Peele movies. Would you like to go first, Scott? Or
Yeah, sure. I haven't seen Nope yet, unfortunately, so I can't include that one. But out of Us and Get Out, I would say probably Get Out is my favourite, and then Us. But both really great films. Really enjoyed both of them.
yeah, I completely agree there. I think Get Out's the best, then Us. I thoroughly enjoyed them both. And for me, I wasn't the biggest fan on Nope. That would be my least favourite for sure.
Yeah, I've heard it's quite a divisive film, to be fair. There's a lot of people like it and dislike it, from what I've heard.
Yeah, it is one of the most disappointing experiences I've had in the cinema. I thought Nope was going to be really good.
Yeah.
And I couldn't wait for it to end, to be honest, at the cinema.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, maybe his next one would be better.
Yeah, definitely.
David said worst best picture winner. I'm guessing that's for Everything Everywhere, to which I say you're incorrect.
Yeah, well, I mean, I love that film, so.
Yeah, it's. I normally disagree with with whichever film wins best picture. This is like the one time I actually agree with it. So.
Yeah, same here.
Okay, if you had to watch only one of these trilogies for the rest of your life, would you rather watch the original Star Wars or Lord of the Rings? Star Wars, easy. What about you, Scott?
Yeah, well, I'd have to go with Star Wars. Although I do still need to watch the second and third Lord of the Rings films, but I am really excited to check those ones out, because I've heard that they're.
Lord of the Rings either.
I've seen the first one.
Scott. Man,
Yeah, I'm really bad on those.
you gotta watch the extended cut of the third one, Return of the King. Now the extended cut is so good. Lord, like they're my two favorite trilogies ever. They're both 10 out of 10s for me. They're both perfect. But obviously, I just have more of a connection with Star Wars and Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah.
I've got to go Star Wars.
I think that if I had probably seen the other two Lord of the Rings films, though, I would probably still go with Star Wars, just because of the running time. It's a bit more accessible to watch more often, I would say, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit more as well. It's a bit more laid back Star Wars, I think. Lord of the Rings is very intense at times. Don't get me wrong, Star Wars is as well. But yeah, Lord of the Rings it's more intense.
Yeah, definitely.
Are you excited for Beetlejuice 2 coming out in 2024? Is this one that's on your radar, Scott, or?
Sort of. I think it might has potential to be good, but also potential to be disappointing, because it's been so long since the first one. I think that if they were going to do a sequel, it should have been like done in the early 90s or 90s at least. But
Yeah,
I will check it out, because it does have a fantastic cast in it, to be fair. So yeah, I will give it a go.
yeah, I completely agree. I can very much see this being. I think it's either going to surprise people and be really good, or it's going to surprise people and be absolutely awful.
Yeah, I agree, definitely.
I could really see it being terrible. I hope it's not, but I could really easily see it going that way, to be honest. Yeah, I like Beetlejuice quite a bit. I think I gave it a 3.5 on my letterbox, but it's not like one of my favorite films ever, so I'm not super fussed. But we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, it's really good. I always like being proven wrong with these when I say I'm not looking forward to something. I really hope
Yeah,
that.
same here.
I was saying that about Top Gun Maverick. I was like, I don't really care about this movie. I'll go see it, but I saw it, and it was one of my favorite films last year. So I love being proved
Yeah,
wrong like that.
yeah, same here. That film was so much better than it had any right to be. It was so much
Yeah,
fun.
I got so sick of the trailers as well. Every
Mm,
movie the last 2 years, I swear, showed the Top Gun trailer, and I
yeah.
gave no shits about seeing it. And then when it come out, it was like, oh damn, that was actually like really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Going back to the Harry Potter here, Marvelous said his favorite film would be The Chamber of Secrets. That's an interesting one. You don't really hear that one too much.
Mm.
And then David said, "Why is Aliens better than Alien?"
Or
How do you feel about that, Scott? What camp are you in, Alien or Aliens?
I'm also with Aliens, but Alien is an all-time classic as well. Both
Yeah.
fantastic films, but I think the characters are just more memorable in the second one, if I'm being honest, and also the
Mhm.
action is absolutely insane, and the effects on the big alien at the end just looks so good. It's absolutely ridiculous how good it looks. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely Aliens for me.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer Aliens as well, but in terms of what's better, I actually think they're honestly equal. They're both
Mm,
excellent in different ways. The reason I'm
yeah,
more on the Aliens side is just because I think it's more rewatchable. I
yeah,
mean, I have more fun with it's a film you can have more fun with. Um, but honestly, they're again in my head they're kind of equal, but I lean towards Aliens just because of its rewatchability.
yeah. I completely agree with that. To be fair,
Lorenzo says Dungeons and Dragons was a great surprise. Yeah, it was. Ryan got to go to the premiere of that, the lucky bastard. Um, got to meet a lot of the cast. Yeah, no, it was a nice surprise. I thought it was going to be awful, and it was okay. It was good fun. Movies and Train Studios is here. Hello, mate. Good to have you here.
hello, mate.
And then back to Harry Potter here. Philosopher's Stone is a classic too. I really do like that one. It's magical and nostalgic. Yeah, feels very much like it feels like I know it's not a 90s film, but it feels very much like one of those early 90s Spielberg, Jurassic Park style
Mm.
movies. A lot of great sets, like the lighting and stuff in it. And you've got John Williams doing the music. So yeah, the first two Harry Potter films have this very early 90s style to them, which
Mm.
I must admit, I completely get that and the nostalgic vibe. I used to have the first two on VHS. So
Oh wow. Mm. Is that the first Harry Potter film? That one, Philosopher's Stone.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I used to have that one and Chamber of Secrets on VHS when I was a kid. I had God, what did I have on VHS when I was a kid? I had those two. I had Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. Revenge of the Sith, I'd upgraded to DVD at that point.
Mm.
I think I had a couple of the old Disney ones like Beauty and the Beast, Lion King, Jungle Book, Little Mermaid, I think, on VHS.
Awesome stuff.
A question for James. What does it mean by comfort food? I think when I say comfort food for films, it's just something that you just know you're gonna, it's just easy watching. You know you like it.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it. Like for me, like I think a lot of the general audience will look at comfort food as something like a Marvel film.
Yeah.
There's a lot of general audiences like superhero films nowadays, and they just know, oh yeah, it's got Captain America, and I'll probably like this.
Yeah, definitely.
My favorite Brian De Palma film is Casualties of War, with Michael J. Fox, Sean Penn, and John C. Riley. I haven't seen that one.
That is a fantastic film. That's one of my favourite war films ever.
I actually haven't seen that one. I need to get round to it though. I mean, for me, Scarface is my favorite from him now. But I really liked Blowout. That was quite a
That's a
good
great
one.
film. But yeah, my
Um,
favourite of his is probably Scarface as well. To be fair, I absolutely love that film.
yeah, it's going to be hard to top that one, I think. But
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll
definitely.
see. And then best Harry Potter film has to be Prisoner of Azkaban. Yeah, I mean, I agree with this.
Awesome.
Hey guys, hello Josh.
Hello.
It's Josh from Through the Lens, isn't it? Or is this another Josh?
I don't know. It might be a troll. I don't know. Maybe.
Department has some great thrillers. On his way, and there we go, Blowout. Some great ones. Another fan of Blowout there. I've got it in the Criterion collection up here somewhere. Really, really good film.
I've got that as well. It's really good.
Wouldn't mind giving it a rewatch. Oh, I've just seen at the bottom here. It is Josh from Through the Lens. Hello, Josh.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I watched it last year for the first time. I kind of want to rewatch it already. You know, I really, really enjoyed that film.
Yeah, it's great. Connie Osway is fantastic as well. That also has Al Pacino in it as well. So I think you'd really like that one.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I'll add that to the list.
Yeah, definitely.
Josh says The Little Mermaid wasn't very good to me. Liked Haley Bailey. Is that Haley Bailey?
I'm not sure. No, I don't know.
I've literally watched like no interviews or anything, so I've got no idea. But the feels so lifeless. Yeah, actually, funny enough, I watched your review about 20 minutes before this started, Josh. I'm expecting to feel pretty similar about it, to be honest.
Yeah, but, I probably would as well. To be fair,
I'm hoping that I'm not. I always hope I'll like the film, but I'm not expecting great things from it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I heard Elemental is Pixar's worst since Cars 2. I didn't think they've done any screenings for it yet, though. I could be wrong.
I have no idea.
And it's a shame because the trailer looked awesome. I thought the trailer was really good. The two recent Disney live actions, Peter Pan and Pinocchio, were awful. Yeah, did you see them, Scott, or did you do the sensible thing and pass on them?
Yeah, I done that, but that passed on them. Couldn't be asked to watch him, to be honest.
There was some redeeming qualities about Peter Pan. That one weren't a complete flop. I think I was too kind in my review looking back at it. I gave it 3 stars out of 5. That was probably a little bit too high. But I don't like to lower the score unless I've rewatch it. But I don't plan on rewatching it, so I probably will leave it 3. But Pinocchio was that was diabolical, the Disney one.
Yeah, that was really bad, to be fair.
And it's a shame because I love the original Pinocchio. I grew up on that movie, but we got Guillermo del Toro's one.
Yeah,
which was excellent. Did you guys see Fast X? You haven't, Scott, have you?
Nah, I couldn't be asked to watch that one at the cinema.
Yeah, that's fair. I went to see it. I mean, I've seen all the Fast and Furious films. I've just done a little rewatch last month on my Letterboxd. I've got my
awesome
little set here.
Haven't seen them in a while. Did they hold up well or not really?
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of the franchise.
That's fair. I can understand that, definitely.
I don't think I'd give any of them. Well, I haven't given any of them more than 3 stars on Letterboxd. There's a couple that are okay. You know, I think 5 is a good time. I think 6, 7, and 8 are watchable. The first one's watchable, but then there's just everything else.
Yeah, that's fair. I did used to really like him when I was younger, but I just had no desire to rewatch him in quite a while, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with Fast X is, it is just exactly what you'd expect. It's just a big action sequence after big action sequence after big action sequence with cringy jokes, bad acting, and it's like the new Transformers. It's loud and annoying. And if you like that stuff, if you can just switch off and watch that stuff, then you'll like it. But for me, after about 40 minutes, I was so done. I was so fed up.
I can understand that.
Have you seen a show called Supernatural? I haven't. Have you seen that one, Scott?
I haven't, no, but I do own the box set of it, so I've heard it's amazing, to be fair. I do really like some of the songs in there. I think it's got like a lot of older classic 70s and 80s rock songs in there, to be fair, so I am looking forward to giving it a go.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Well, hey, I'll have to check that one out at some point, I'm sure. June seems to be a busy month. Spider-Man, Transformers, Elemental. Extraction 2. Oh yeah. The Flash, Asteroid City, and Indiana
Oh,
Jones. Yeah, I'm hoping to see all of them.
yeah, I forgot Extraction 2 was coming out this month and Asteroid City. So yeah, I do want to watch those films though.
Asteroid City looks great. I can't lie. I
Mm.
think they did chuck a trailer out for Extraction 2, but I haven't watched it.
No, I haven't either.
I'll watch the movie because it's on Netflix. But I'll say this: if it was going to cinema, I wouldn't bother. But
No,
as it's on
I
Netflix,
wouldn't either.
yeah, as it's on Netflix, I'll chuck it on at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, if you had pick or should have to get rid one, oh okay, no, what would you get rid of here? Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings? This is like so unfair.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. I feel. I mean, like Lord of the Rings is 10 hours, and then Game of Thrones is like 70 hours.
Yeah,
So
it's a
I
big
feel like
difference.
I feel like I've got to get rid of Lord of the Rings, even though I know Game of Thrones' ending kind of sucked.
Mm.
But the start of the show is so incredible. Yeah, I don't know. I think I've got to get rid of Lord of the Rings out of two. How about you? I mean, you haven't seen two of the Lord of the Rings films, Scott, somehow.
I
So
haven't. And I haven't seen Game of Thrones either. So
Scott, you
yeah,
got a lot of watching to do after this.
I have. Yes.
Oh dear. Um, yeah, I think I'd go with Lord. I mean, it's such a hard question, that one.
Mm.
Films you would have viewed differently if you didn't grow up on them.
Mm.
Ooh.
That's tough.
Maybe some of the older Disney ones. Like, would I love Peter Pan and Jungle Book if I didn't grow up on it?
Mm. Yeah, I can understand that. I would
Mm,
probably go with the Fast and Furious films because I absolutely loved those when I was a kid and haven't seen them in quite a while. So if I'd watched
yeah,
those now for the first time, I probably wouldn't enjoy them as much as I did when I was younger.
yeah, that's fair enough. I feel like I watched something recently from when I was a kid. I can't remember what it was, and I was just like, yeah, that weren't as good as I remember,
Mm.
but I can't remember what it
A-
was now.
And also definitely Spy Kids 3 because that film is so bad.
Oh man, you got the toy maker in that one though.
Yeah, that's the best part of the film, definitely Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure how on earth they got him for that, but
No, I don't either. Rocky and Spy Kids 3.
yeah, what a combination.
Indeed.
Um, Fright Night or The Lost Boys, and why? I'm gonna be honest, I haven't seen Fright Night.
Oh,
Yeah.
James.
Hey, Scott, you don't get to do this, all right? You got no Harry Potter. You've only seen one Lord of the Rings. There's no Game of Thrones.
No, that's fair.
Have you seen both then? Have you seen The Lost Boys as well?
Yeah, definitely. I
Oh,
used to prefer the Lost Boys when I was younger, but after a rewatch, it's definitely Fright Night, which is a film that I also grew up watching when I was a kid.
mhm.
Really great 80s vampire film, some awesome characters in that, and I think the atmosphere is just a bit more creepier than the Lost Boys, and I do find it more scary than the Lost Boys as well. And the
Mhm.
music in it is just absolutely incredible. It's honestly one
Yeah,
of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a film. To be fair, so yeah, I'd definitely go with Fright Night.
fair enough. I need to get on that one, that's for sure.
It's quite short as well. It goes by really fast. So yeah, you should enjoy that one. I think.
Okay, I'll watch that, Scott, if you watch all 8 Harry Potter films. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
I get to sit for an hour and 20. You've got to do about 12 hours.
Yeah.
Um, I'll be hopefully watching an HBO film called Reality tonight. One of my most anticipated films of the year. Have you heard of it? I'm guessing not, because it's one of my films. No, I haven't heard of it. Have you heard of it, Scott?
No, I think I might have heard Josh mention it before, but before that, no, never heard of it.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I mean, to be honest, I do quite like a lot of the films that Josh likes. I do end up liking as well, so I'm
Yeah,
sure I'll check it out and I'll enjoy it.
yeah, same
Um,
here.
But anyway, I just want to quickly come down here and bring up this comment because this is incredibly kind.
Oh,
Um, Thank you, Josh. Thank you so
thank you,
much. Great
Josh.
stream. Cheered me up tonight. Hey, that's what we aim for, Josh. So
Definitely.
thank you so much, mate. Honestly, I forgot that was like an option on there. Like I think when you hit
Yeah.
3,000 subscribers or something, you get the option that people can send money, which is crazy to me. But yeah, thank you
Wow.
so much, Josh. That's
Yeah,
incredibly kind.
definitely.
Question for James because I know Scott hasn't seen it. That's you.
Yeah, that is.
Do you find any redeeming qualities in Game of Thrones season 7 and 8? Absolutely. It's not a complete disaster. I think the last two seasons get like I still think season 7's okay. It's 8 where I really dislike some elements of it. I think the thing is it's just the writing that's really bad. Everything else is still great. It looks fantastic. The score's great. The sound mixing's brilliant. The actors are all trying their best. There are some intense moments. Just unfortunately, like probably the most important thing with that show, the writing sucks. Season 8.
Yeah, I
So,
did it. It's pretty bad.
yeah, it's not. Yeah, so it's not a complete disaster.
Mm.
It's just not very good.
No.
George Lucas decided to go with Ewoks instead of Wookiees in Return of the Jedi. Was it a bad move? Well, yeah, I know about this. I've one of the documentaries I've watched has gone into this a bit. I think it was more like for practicality thing. He was sort of didn't really have much choice in the end.
Hmm.
Um, everyone takes the piss out of the Ewoks in that film. Because the Ewoks take down that battalion of stormtroopers we see, and everyone goes, "The Ewoks beat the Empire."
Yeah.
Which obviously isn't quite the case. There are rebels there. It just decided to focus on the Ewoks a lot, which made it look
Yeah.
a bit silly. But what people got to remember is, and George Lucas says this all the time, his films are made for kids, and it works really well, I think.
Mm.
And anyway, we got to see the Wookiees anyway in Revenge of the Sith, and that was
Yeah.
awesome. I know they don't get much screen time in that one, but when you see Kashyyyk, the planet looks amazing. You get to see a big battle with them fighting the droids. Like, yeah, that's some cool stuff.
Definitely.
The Untouchables is another great one. I haven't seen this. Have you seen this one, Scott?
Yeah, that's a fantastic film as well. With amazing cast, Sean Connery and Kevin Costner are brilliant in that film, and it's just really good gangster film. Robert
Yeah.
De Niro as Al Capone is just great in that as well. Such an awesome villain.
Yeah, I've got that in my hallway actually.
Mm.
It's one that someone sent me, and I do always try to watch all my subscriber mail. So I will get to that one soon, and I hear it's amazing. So
Yeah, it's great, definitely.
yeah. Josh said, well, he said, it's me through the lens. Comments don't show up on my other account, so I'm using this one. I've
Okay.
looked at a few YouTubes, Paul from Magpie Movies is the same. Whenever he comes over, he has to use another account because his Magpie one don't show up on here for some reason.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
shame.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but oh well. I don't really know how to sort that. But anyway,
I could show you afterwards because I did find out how to do that recently, so I'll tell you afterwards.
Nice, lovely stuff. There we go. Should hopefully have that sorted, Josh.
Yeah,
For the next stream. David says, has Scott been to the US before?
I haven't, no, but there is definitely a few places in the US that I would like to go to, definitely.
Yeah, I really want to visit New York. It's like one of the top places on my bucket list at the minute. Feel like I've been replaying Spider-Man today, just swinging around New York. So I don't really know if I need to go anymore.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Do you find any redeeming qualities in Cars 2? That's a bit of a random movie. What's your thoughts on Cars 2, Scott?
To be honest, James, I can't even remember if I watched it or not. It might, if I have, it would have been years ago when it first came out, but I can't remember anything about it. I remember liking the first one though when that came out. I did used to watch that one.
Yeah, I think Cars 1's really good. I think it gets a bad rap, the first one, because 2 and 3 weren't very good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cars 2, I'm the same. I have seen it, but I don't remember anything about it. Michael Caine's in it, so redeeming quality, Michael Caine.
Yeah, that's always a positive, definitely.
Yeah. You're gonna love this one. Sophie, hello Sophie. I hope
Hello,
you're well.
Sophie.
Can I get a Mortal Kombat from Scott? I have yet to get this on my channel, so this is actually pretty exciting.
Indeed. Mortal Kombat.
Oh, we love it. We love it. It's not the same without Nigel here laughing at you.
No, definitely not. Nigel does always make it more funnier.
Oh no, you do it plenty well on your own, Scott. Don't worry.
Thank you, James. Appreciate that.
Elemental showed at Kansas this week, and it got bad reviews. Also, thank you for watching the review, James. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, no, I did enjoy it, mate. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I was saying this earlier to Scott though. Like, we're talking about Indiana Jones, and they got showed at the Kansas Film Festival. I think the thing is, like, people go to that festival, they kind of have their nose up in the air a little bit. Which is why I take like the reviews for Indiana Jones with a pinch of salt, and possibly the same about that. But we'll see. We'll see. Sophie says, I love Peter Pan and Wendy, but maybe I'm biased as I'm a huge Peter Pan fan. Jude Law was brilliant as Hook. Yeah, I mean, I love Peter Pan as well. I grew up with that one. But I thought this one was okay. My favorite live action Peter Pan is the one with Jason Isaacs as Hook. Have you seen that one, Scott?
I haven't, no, but I do remember it. Yeah, definitely.
That one's really good. The music in that film's so good. That's definitely my favorite live action Peter Pan film.
Yeah.
Peter Pan 2003 will always be the best. I'm pretty sure that's the one.
Yeah, I think it is.
We're actually somewhat catching up with the comments here. RC Slayer reviews is here in the comments.
Hi, Evander.
Yeah, I was meant to jump on a chat with Evander this weekend, but I've been so busy. I think he wants to have a look at my Marvel records or something, but we'll have to do it at some point, mate. What is your least favorite side character in Rise of Skywalker? All of them. They all fucking suck. I still can't believe people give the prequel shit and they'll go stick up for the Rise of Skywalker. Them people confuse me. I don't know if I know your thoughts on the Rise of Skywalker, Scott.
I haven't seen it yet.
Keep it that way.
Yeah. But I have seen most of the Star Wars films, and I am a big fan of the ones that I have seen.
Yeah, I mean, like, as I say, for me, the original 6 are always the ones I go to. But, you know, I enjoyed Rogue One a lot. I thought Solo was good fun. I didn't mind The Force Awakens. I didn't mind The Last Jedi. It's just the Rise of Skywalker, man. That one just fumbled it.
Yeah.
Sophie says, agree. 2003 Peter Pan is top tier version. Yeah, it's a really good film. That one, actually, I sort of forgot it existed. And I got, you know, sort of come back to it a month ago when the new Peter Pan come back, and I was like, that one was a lot better. The old one. Josh also said all of them about the Rise of Skywalker. Wendy is my favorite Peter Pan story. It's gritty, but it's so wondrous and magical. Wendy? Which one's that? I actually don't.
Not too sure, if I'm being honest.
No, I know of. There was obviously the 2003 one. We got the new one. There was Pan, which was that was pretty bad.
I heard that was pretty bad, to be fair. Yeah.
Hugh Jackman coming out. What was he singing? Was he singing Nirvana? I think he was, something like that. And it's like, what the hell is going on? Like, considering what they still. When did they steal Peter Pan? It's like just before the First World War or something, isn't it? Or just before the Second World War.
Yeah.
And it's like, but he's singing Nirvana.
I never thought I'd hear Hugh Jackman singing Nirvana song, to be fair.
He sings it well, he's a good singer, but it's just like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
Okay. Even though they were disappointing, which of these would you rather watch? Justice League, Game of Thrones season 8, The Rise of Skywalker, or Dominion. People really know what I hate.
Yeah, definitely.
I must make it pretty obvious. What do you want to have a go at this? Like, have you seen all of these? Have
I
you seen any
haven't.
of them?
I've seen Dominion, and I did think that was a bit weak. To be fair, I didn't hate it as much as a lot of people, but yeah, it just falls pretty flat on its face, really. To be honest,
Mm,
with the story, doesn't it?
yeah. I think for me, the best one actually probably is Game of Thrones, but because
Mm,
it's 6 episodes, it's the longest one there. So I'm not
yeah.
going to pick that because I don't want to sit through 6 hours of that. I'm actually going to go with Dominion just because The Rise of Skywalker just makes me angry. It really does. I
That's
don't
fair.
get I don't get like that with films barely at all, but that one makes me
Mm.
angry. Justice League is the most bland thing ever. It's like watching paint dry. It's so boring. Dominion is bad, but there's dinosaurs, so I'm just I
Yeah,
go with and I say Game of Thrones season 8 is my favorite out of those, um, but it's the longest, so I'm gonna go with Dominion.
yeah,
That makes sense, don't it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely, it does.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sophie says I have a Game of Thrones dragon egg tattoo. Um, I would like it redone or covered up, to be honest. Oh, season 8 piss you off as well, Sophie? um, and here's Slayer. Hello, mate. Good
Hello,
to have you here.
Vanda.
We do need to
Definitely.
catch up, Evander. I'll message you some point this week. Um, David says, "Do you try to sneak food into the movies since they are overpriced at the theater? Do you do this, Scott? Are you? Are
Oh
you?
yeah, definitely. Definitely with sweets and that, 100%.
Yep, I always take my own stuff as well. I don't even sneak them in anymore. Like I just walk
Mm,
in, they just don't bother you anymore. Or the staff at
yeah.
mine don't. I either just take a bottle of water or a 7 Up, and then
Mm,
um dry roasted nuts or something. That's just fridge. Sit there, just eating on them. I'm not a big popcorn person to be honest. Anyway, so
mm, yeah, that's fair.
um, okay. Recently watched New Mutants again for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why you done that, Josh. Brother, it's bad. I remember sending you the 4K. Yeah, I must admit, Josh, don't get me wrong, very grateful, very kind gesture of you to send me the 4K. But it really caught me off guard that you sent it to me because I knew how much you hated
Yeah.
it. What do you think of New Mutants, Scott? Have you seen that one?
It's the only X-Men related film that I'm yet to watch, but I've heard it is really bad.
Do you know what? I don't think it's very good, but I've seen plenty worse, I think, from the
Mm,
superhero genre.
yeah.
I respect it a little bit because it tries some different things. It doesn't necessarily succeed, um, but it tries to do some interesting things, and there are some cool things about it. I mean, I saw it at the cinema, and I saw it when Josh sent it to me, um,
Hmm.
which was like that must have been like 2019. He sent it to me now. Oh no, it couldn't
Yeah.
have been. The film come out in 2020. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, he sent it to me like literally right after it come out, I think. So it's been a long time since I honestly can't remember much about it. Um, Probably due a rewatch myself, but I remember not minding it much, to be honest.
Oh, that's fair. That's good to
Um, Sophie said, "Thank you, Scott,
hear.
legend."
No worries, Sophie. Always happy to help.
One of my friends was at Kansas and gave Indiana Jones a 4 out of 10. Sadly, I'll go see it, but can't say I'm too excited. Yeah, I don't know. I love Indiana Jones. I even like Crystal Skull, so I think I'll probably like it.
Yeah, definitely. The first three Indiana Jones films are just fantastic. Some of the best films that I've seen.
Absolutely, one of the best trilogies ever. I
Yeah.
found out recently. Did you know Temple of Doom is actually a prequel?
Is it? I did not know that. No.
Actually set before the first one. But
Wow.
yeah, I love those three films though. They're actually that's actually one of the best trilogies ever right there, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely.
Okay, another Game of Thrones one here. Um, out of the Game of Thrones characters who appeared in all 8 seasons, even though they all didn't have a great ending, who would be your favorite? Which, like, I'm guessing what character got the best ending? Who was in all 8 seasons? Uh, none of them? I don't know. Maybe Sam, because sorry, people haven't seen it, but the idea was that Sam would always end up a maester, so I was kind of happy about that. Yeah, I'll go with that, and I won't say anymore, just in case people here haven't watched it and they're planning to, like you should be, Scott.
Yeah, definitely.
Game of Thrones season 8, 7 and 8 abandoned lots of really interesting plot lines from the earlier seasons. For example, all of the Red God Chosen One stuff. Yeah, they there was so much they could have done. The Lady Stoneheart stuff from the book as well, which they didn't even touch on, just because they wanted to rush through those last couple seasons. Yeah, it's a shame. But Game of Thrones for me has some of the best TV ever. Still, I always try to remember the early seasons because the early seasons were pretty special. When did it come out in 2020? Think you might like it, James. I haven't even heard of this one.
I haven't.
I don't like doing this on my streams because it looks like I'm being unsociable here, but I'm gonna have a quick little look of it on Letterboxd. Wendy,
So,
2020.
to be fair, I want to see if I know what it is or not.
This one here. 3.1. Oh, you've given it 4.5. Actually, a lot of people giving it high scores here.
It's got a 3.1, so that's not bad. I've not heard of it though.
I've chucked it on my watch list. I'll give it a go if it's on a streaming service.
I've chucked it on my watch list as well because it actually looks pretty good, to be fair.
So Josh is doing
some recommendation, Josh.
Yeah, Josh should start. Some companies need to start paying Josh to promote some of these movies, I think.
Yeah.
I still want to watch Wendy. It came out in 2021. It's a reimagining of story of Wendy's point of view, I think. They do like cranking out Peter Pan films, don't they? There's been quite a few over the years now, hasn't
there? Definitely, yeah.
I've got to say, actually, because I watched today, I watched the Little Mermaid sequel. They done like a load of sequels went straight to TV in like the 90s and 2000s. The Little Mermaid one weren't great, but it reminded me actually that the Peter Pan one, Return to Neverland, that was quite a good animated sequel. I thought that was a decent movie.
There was a couple of Lion King ones, wasn't there, as well, I believe.
Yeah, the first one, Simba's Pride, I think the first sequel's called. I actually quite like that film. That one's a good one as well.
Oh, awesome. I have to give that a watch, to be fair, because first Lion King's one of my favourite animated films ever, so...
Yeah, it's a cracking film. But, yeah, no, I mean, as I say, the Peter Pan one, Return to Neverland's good as well. They'll all be on Disney+, but,
yeah.
That was quite a good one. But the Little Mermaid one, pretty naff. Yeah, I was disappointed in season 8. The battle scenes were way too dark. You couldn't see anything going on. Yeah. Yep. That's another one of the big problems I had, especially episode 3. It was like, the funniest thing was there were so many people online complaining about it, Scott. Yeah, like, there's so many people going, just writing the producers and stuff going, I couldn't see what was happening. And I'm pretty sure the editors come out and said something along the lines of, well, when we were editing them, we could see them fine. It's like, yeah, you guys are watching them on 4K TVs. We're all watching them at home on Now TV streaming. It's not going to be as good.
No.
I've always found that Now TV, their picture quality isn't the best when you stream anyway. So it's like...
Yeah, it's a difficult one, that one.
Yeah. Which franchise do you like better, the Predator franchise or the Alien? Go on, Josh. Scott, even sorry. I'll let you go first because there's been so many Game of Thrones ones here for me.
Yeah. That's a tricky one. I think that the Alien films that I really like are better than the Predator films that I really like, but I find the Predator slightly more consistent. Apart from the fourth one, one's absolute shite, but the rest of them are actually really good, I thought. Especially Prey, that actually really surprised me, and I do like Predators a lot as well.
Yeah, I agree. I think Alien overall for me, same as you. The first two are just so good. They stand shoulders above everything else.
Yeah.
I like Prometheus a lot, if that counts as part of the Alien franchise, which, I
Mm.
suppose it does. It's a prequel.
That's actually a
Um,
really good film as well, to be fair. I do enjoy that
mm,
one.
I also really enjoy that. And I agree with you on the Predator films as well, actually. Like Predator's underrated one, Prey's great. The
Mm.
Predator sucks.
I
So
actually really like Predator 2 as well. I think that's pretty great as well.
yeah, I like that one. It reminds me of one of those classic 90s monster movies right there. Very cheesy. I love that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I love that kind of stuff though. I just like,
Mm.
I don't know, it's like a product of its time and I love it.
And also the cast in that film's just great. Danny
Mm,
Glover, what's his name? Gay Busey, Bill Paxton,
yeah.
just great
Love
stuff.
Bill Paxton was so good in that film.
He
So
was.
so over the top.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, I know there are a few dudes in both franchises, but I gravitate towards the Alien films, especially Aliens and Alien 3.
Mm.
I mean, I'm a bit of a defender of Alien 3. I think it's okay. I don't get
Mhm.
this absolute hatred that some people have for it. That's interesting that one's come out. What's your opinion on Alien 3, Scott?
Yeah, I don't mind it actually. I thought it was quite entertaining. I can't
Mhm,
remember if I watched it all the way through or not because I can't remember the ending. But
mhm.
for what I saw, I did actually quite enjoy it. To be fair,
There's no way it's worse than the fourth one. No
no,
way.
I absolutely despise the fourth one. If I'm being honest,
Yeah, it is a really, really terrible film.
mm. It is funny, but it's not good. It's not.
No, 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 absolutely not. What is your favorite Predator film? Mine's going to be Predator 2. It's Predator 2 fan. What's yours, Scott?
It's got to be the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. That film is just so entertaining and
Yeah,
actually quite creepy as well. To be fair, I think it still holds up really well. And yeah, but it's just brilliant. It's some of the best action sequences in that film as well.
100%. Yeah, I agree. The first one's my favorite as well. I love the characters. And it's the
Yeah,
first time they're doing all, the Predator design that's great. Just so many great things about that film.
and also some of the one-liners in that film is just class.
Yeah.
For
The
Barney,
BB Chopper.
yeah, you want ugly motherfucker. Yeah,
I like the bit where they shake hands for the first time. The camera just
oh yeah.
goes in on their bicep. You just see them tensing like crazy.
Yes, that's such a great scene. Carl
Yeah.
Weathers as well. He's one of
Yeah.
my idols from the 80s, so
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Um, Josh says, might rewatch Mortal Kombat after Scott's amazing jingle.
which one, Josh? The original or the 2021 one?
Gotta be the original, isn't it?
To be fair, I still need to see the new one, which is surprising because I do love Mortal Kombat, but I
Yeah.
did actually hear it was pretty good.
I'm not a big Mortal Kombat person, I'm not gonna lie. I think
That's
the
fair.
first one's a good drunk movie. Like you get drunk
Yeah.
to it, it's great. I haven't seen the second one, and then the new one
Oh,
I thought the new one was pretty awful, I'm not gonna lie. Um,
that's fair.
but I'm not the
The,
person to ask. I'm not a Mortal Kombat person at all.
mm,
So,
the second one is very, very interesting, especially with
mm,
its effects. Wow.
thing
Some
is,
of the worst I've ever seen.
yeah, I'll need to rewatch the first one before I see the second one because I can't remember anything about the first one anymore, to be honest.
That's
Um,
fair.
um, we've already done. Sorry, Marvelous has just asked what alien film would you pick. We've already done that one. Um,
Hmm.
James Cameron really does know how to pull off proper sequels. T2 is a great example. Yeah, T2 is one of the best sequels of all time. One of the best action movies of all time.
Yep, I agree. One of my favourite films ever. Probably top 30 of all time. Grew up watching it when I was a kid. Still
Mm,
holds up really well to this day. Just love everything about it, if I'm being honest. The effects, reaction. Again, Arnie's fantastic in that film, and it has one of the best villains of all time as well.
100%. I don't know what I prefer out of T2 and Aliens. I sort of lean towards
Mm.
Aliens just because I like that franchise more, but man, T2 is such a good thing.
Yeah, it is. I would probably choose Terminator 2 just because I grew up on that one and I've only actually seen Aliens once, so I'll
Yeah.
probably go with Terminator 2 based on that reason.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sort of the same. I grew up on Terminator 2. That was always on telly when I was younger. Aliens, I really didn't watch Aliens till like 2014. So I was a
Yeah,
bit late to that as well.
yeah.
Oh, that's very kind of you here, Josh. I'll
Oh,
try and
wow.
get a copy of one. You don't have to, mate. Honestly, that's incredibly kind offer as it is, mate. But don't feel you have to. But thank you, mate. It's very nice.
Definitely.
And Sophie says, "Where's mine?" She'd also put, "Only joking." um, okay, we'll go to this one. I see CM. You rewrote this comment, so I'll come back to you in a sec, mate. I just don't like Tinkerbell, hence why I don't have much Peter Pan merch. As it all has Tinkerbell on. Oh, to be honest, I don't really think much of the character Tinkerbell. I'll tell you what, I used to be such a big Peter Pan film. My sister used to watch those Tinkerbell movies that come out. I think they made like 3 of them.
Oh, right.
Did you ever see them, Scott?
No.
Oh, I gotta admit, I haven't logged them on my letterbox actually, but I have actually seen them just because when I was younger, my sister used to watch them. Just because I love Peter Pan, I would just when I was like 12, I'd just like lean over and be like, I'm not actually watching.
Yeah, yeah.
CM asks, rewatched the first Transformers film in 4K the other day. I think it's a good film considering how the series turned out with The Last Night. Yeah, do you know when we were talking earlier, Scott, and talking about like films from our childhood? And I said
Yeah,
there was something I rewatched lately that just wasn't as good as I remembered.
yeah.
I'm sorry, CM, because I used to really enjoy the first Transformers film, and it always stuck with me through my head through the years that it was a decent film. And then when I rewatched it about 2 months ago, I struggled a little bit with it. But I do think it's okay. But it's an okay film. But yeah, the franchise goes downhill so quick. Have you seen the Transformers films or?
I haven't. No, they never really appealed to me either when I was younger. So I don't know if I will watch them to be honest. But I might give them a go eventually. But I've heard that there's some really bad ones in that franchise.
Yeah, for me, I'd say the first one's fine. The second one's enjoyable, but it's terrible. The third one, the first half of the film is awful, but the back half's really good fun. 4 is really bad, and 5 is one of the worst films I've ever watched in my entire life.
Yeah.
Bumblebee was good. I'm gonna rewatch Bumblebee before the new one. So
I've seen that one actually. That was good. I did enjoy that one.
I remember liking that one, but I haven't seen it since the cinema. So yeah, I need to give it another watch.
I think I watched it when it first came out on Blu-ray, and yeah, it's got a great 80s soundtrack in it. To be fair,
I do remember that. I like John Cena in it as well. John Cena, I know he's not the best actor, but he just makes me laugh.
Yeah, I always liked him as a wrestler as well. To be fair, he was always one of my favourites when I was growing up. So I do like John Cena.
Yeah, oh, fair enough. Other says, anyone is more of a sci-fi horror. Not that I have a problem with that. Don't get me wrong, I like it, but it's not my favorite. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's the thing with the 2 Alien films. One's a horror, one's an action.
Yeah.
So it's easy to see why someone would prefer one over the other for sure.
Definitely.
Steve-O says, I really like Alien 3, as it has a great British cast. It does, Charles Dance, love that man. Great actor.
Yeah, he's great.
We're getting close to the bottom of the comments here. We might actually get through them all today, Scott. We've got about 20 minutes left.
Awesome.
Are we going with Team Godzilla or Team Kong, and why? This one is also tricky for me. I can't pick a side. I love both faces of the iconic characters. What are you, Scott? Are you Godzilla or Kong?
I'm probably gonna go with King Kong. I think that Godzilla looks the coolest out of the two, but I haven't seen a Godzilla film yet all the way through, so I can't really say that I prefer Godzilla when I haven't seen the films. But I've seen some of the King Kong films, and I do really like the ones that I've seen. They're awesome time.
Yeah, I think I've seen every movie with Godzilla in and every movie with King Kong in. I mean, there's about, probably 8 or 9 King Kong films out there now. Godzilla, there's somewhere between 30 and 40. You know, there's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm definitely team Godzilla. I got a huge little Godzilla corner in my room. Got 2 posters and then a big wall art of him fighting Kong. Got my Criterion Godzilla box out there. Godzilla model with Mothra and then a Godzilla pop. So
Wow.
I
Awesome
love
stuff.
Godzilla.
Yeah. He does look really cool, to be fair. I've always liked him, but I just haven't seen the film for some reason. I don't know why.
They're good. The new one's really good. The 2014 one. Gareth Edwards does such a good job directing that. I thought the last Godzilla versus King Kong was quite good. And some of the older Godzilla films are really good fun. There's some really bad ones, but there's some really good ones as well.
I want to watch that Godzilla versus Kong because that just looks so much fun from what I've seen.
Yeah, it was. There's some. Don't get me wrong. There's some dumb human stuff in it, but it's really entertaining film. There's some that to me is a proper modern Hollywood blockbuster that's really fun, and it doesn't just try to build up the next superhero monster that's going to come into it. We got to do end credit scenes with this. We got to focus on everything. That to me was just 2 big CGI things fighting. It's a blockbuster, and they just had fun with it. And I think for the majority of the film, it works.
Yeah.
Will says, "What is your home theater setup?" Do you want to go first on this one, Scott?
Yeah, sure. So I've got, I want to say it's 43-inch 4K LG TV, which is pretty cool. I have Sony amp and Denon speakers. So yeah, so not the best, but it's not too bad either.
To be fair, mine's pretty much the same. I'm 43 4K Sony. I got my PS5 attached to it, so I use that to watch my films.
Awesome.
Yeah, I've got 3D downstairs, but it must be like 5 years or so since I watched a film in 3D on it.
I don't think I've ever watched a film in 3D on one of my players. So yeah,
it's a gimmick that faded out quite a long time ago for me. My favorite setup is my projector in my garden, but it's just so much effort because I have to set it up every night, and then just in case it rains, I have to take it all apart after I finish the film. So it takes me like 10 minutes to set it all up. Well, maybe I'm exaggerating there. It takes me probably 5 to 10 minutes to set it all up, put the screen up, and then same to get it all down. So I don't use it too often. But when I can get out there, the screen is massive. It's probably like half the size of my wall.
Awesome.
Literally like being at the cinema. It's fantastic.
Oh wow.
Watched Creed 3 the other day. You could definitely feel the absence of Stallone. Yeah, I know you're a big Rocky fan, Scott.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like I'll let you go on this one.
Yeah, Creed 3 I actually really enjoyed. One of my favourite films of the year so far. I thought it was a really entertaining story. But yeah, it would have been nice to have seen Stallone in the film for sure. But I can tell why he wasn't in it, but it would have been nice to have seen him in it as well.
Yeah, I think it just would have been nice for him just to have one scene where maybe he rings Creed before his fight and says good luck or something. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
But I know there's a lot of drama behind the scenes with Stallone and the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but anyway, it's a shame, but yeah. What I will say is I love Peter Jackson's Kong. It's more human than anything. Yeah, I mean, I survived. Yeah, I really enjoyed the Peter Jackson Kong film. I thought that was really good.
Yeah, I really like that one as well. I thought it was excellent.
A little bit long, but
yeah, it's quite long to be fair.
Have you seen Catch Me If You Can? I have. I think that's a really good film. Good Spielberg film there.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's an excellent film. 2 fantastic performances by Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks, and yeah, just got a really great captivating story. Do enjoy it quite a lot.
Absolutely. Two of the like what a cast there. You just see those 2 names with Spielberg and you go, yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, what is your most anticipated film for the rest of the year? Mine is either Past Lives, Zone of Interest, or Dune Part 2.
Oh,
I don't even know what Zone of Interest is. I know about
I,
Past Lives and Dune 2.
I might have a look at that Zone of Interest though, to be fair, because it's an interesting title for a film.
Mm. Um, I mean, for me, it's Spider-Verse, I think. Yeah, I can't wait. I love the first Spider-Verse. The animation's gorgeous. I hear the new one's fantastic. I've been playing the PS5 remastered Spider-Man today. I'm getting all
Oh,
in the Spider-Man mood. Um, yeah, I'm buzzing for that film. And second, it's still going to be Indiana Jones for me. As I say, I know I ain't got the best reviews, but I just love Indiana Jones. So,
that's fair. Yeah.
how about you, Scott? What's your most anticipated?
Oh, I've got a couple, so I'm gonna say maybe two films. So I'm gonna choose Mission Impossible 7 Part 1 Dead Reckoning, which I think will be absolutely incredible because
Yeah,
the
good
Mission
shout.
Impossible films are just so good and they just keep
Mm,
getting better. So I think that this one will be really good as well. And
absolutely.
I'm really looking forward to Maxine as well, and I think that's going to be absolutely awesome because I really loved Pearl and X. I thought they were fantastic.
Yeah, that should be a good one as well. To be fair,
Mm.
good shouts on both of them. Thoughts on Hook? Recently watched it. Thought it was too long. Yeah, I like Hook. I think it's fine, but it doesn't do anything incredible for me.
Hmm. Is that the Robin Williams film with directed by
Yeah,
Steven Spielberg?
yeah,
I
Dustin Hoffman's Hook in that one.
right. I don't think I've ever watched it. If I'm being honest, I can't remember watching it, but I have read it. It's not great.
Mm. Yeah, it's. I don't think it's bad, but it just really doesn't do anything for me, to be honest. It's easily one of Spielberg's weaker films for me.
Hmm. That's fair enough.
Josh says Past Lives looks beautiful. It's an A24 film. Um, shocker. About a Korean couple. Yeah. I knew Past Lives. But heard it's going to be one of the best of the year. From friends who saw it at the festival. Yeah, that don't surprise me. It's it looks good, that one. I think I have seen a trailer for that or something.
Hmm.
Um, he also says I better go rewatch The Rise of Skywalker. Thank you, Josh, for coming by, mate. Thank you, mate.
Yeah, thank you, Josh. Good to see you there.
But don't go watch that film. It's shit. CM says just hit 1,000 Blu-rays and 4Ks.
Oh.
Some of your Blu-ray collection has given me some ideas for films to get because sometimes I forget what films I want and need. So I find myself watching Blu-ray collections. Yeah, see, I don't know about you, Scott, but I use Letterboxd a lot just to remind myself of what I'd like to get, what I'd like to
Yeah,
watch.
same here. I do that quite a lot as well.
Yeah, with the rewatch thing, it's always helpful. But man,
Mm.
hey, it's always cool that people say every now and then something like, "Oh, your collection's inspired me, and I've picked up some stuff because of your collection." It's like
Mm.
that's very cool to hear.
Yeah, I had quite a few people tell me that when I done my live streams of the Blu-ray collections, which was great to hear. That really
Mm.
made me feel happy when people said that because it's just really nice thing to hear.
Yeah, no, 100%. It is always very cool.
Mm.
And it still feels a bit strange, I just feel like, just a guy on the internet just talking about movies, and then you get comments like that. And it really means quite a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Um, Gareth Evans also done The Raid and Gangs of London. What do you
Oh.
think of these? I actually haven't seen them.
I haven't seen Going to London, but I heard it was very brutal and violent. So I did hear it was quite a good British series, though. To be fair, about gangs and stuff, so I do want to check it out. The
Mhm.
Raid is one of my favourite action films of all time. It's just absolutely batshit crazy. Fairly
Mhm.
simple in its story, but the action sequences are just absolutely mind blowing. It's
Mhm.
really mental film. Great, I love it.
Yeah. Oh, nice. I'll probably have to check that one out then at some point by the sounds of
Mm.
it.
It's very similar to John Wick in a way, but in a tower
Mhm.
block. So yeah.
Okay. Sounds very much like something I'd like.
Mm. I think, is it Korean? I can't remember where it's from. But it's definitely a foreign
Mhm.
language film.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Marvelous says, "What's everyone's favorite Brendan Fraser mummy film? Mine is Mummy Returns, but the Scorpion King has the worst CGI ever, like PS1 graphics." Yeah, I mean, for me, it's just the first one.
Hmm.
Would that be yours as well, Scott? I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's the only one that I've actually seen so far, but it's great. I did really enjoy it, and I am looking forward to watching Mummy Returns because there's a few people that told me that's really fun as well.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't seen any of them in like 15 years or something.
Hmm.
But the only one I actually remember bits from is the first one.
Yeah,
So I need to give them a rewatch. But
it's got quite a few memorable scenes in that film. I think, to be fair, it's got some really good action in it.
yeah, yeah, no, yeah, I do remember a few bits about that one. That one was special. That was a good blockbuster.
Yeah, definitely.
If you had to pick one, which would it be? The League of Extraordinary Men, Van Helsing, Dracula Untold, or The Wolfman or The Mummy? Have you seen all of these, Scott? Or
I have not. No, the only one that I've seen is a Mummy, so it would have to be that one.
yeah, it's the only one I've seen as well, and because I think there's a new Wolfman film, isn't there? I'm guessing he doesn't mean the original.
Yeah, yeah.
um, oh no, wait, I've seen Dracula Untold. I thought that was awful. Um, um, yeah, I mean, I've got down here as say I've got all of the original movies from the
Awesome.
30s and 40s. I
Yeah.
like all of them, but yeah, I've never really taken. I find these sort of films, they're not the newer ones. They're not really for me too much, but you know,
Hmm.
don't know. The Mummy's definitely the best I think out of that and Dracula Untold. There's no comparison to be honest. And by
Yeah.
Mummy, I'm guessing he means the Brendan Fraser one, not
Yeah.
the bloody Tom Cruise one.
No, I don't think it'd be that one. To be fair.
Um, and does anyone here like Resident Evil or Underworld? Have you seen
Uh,
any?
I've not seen the Underworld films, so I can't comment on those. Resident Evil, I used to like some of them. Haven't seen all of them, but yeah, they're not bad, but they're not great either. It's just very mixed bag for me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm gonna be a lot more harsh. I like the first Resident Evil and that's it. I thought all of the others
Mm,
were awful.
that's fair.
um, Underworld. Funny enough, I just watched all of the Underworld films for the first time.
Hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really like any of them either. Just not for me. They were just all on Netflix and they were easy just to chuck on in the background while I was doing other things. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, not my thing at all, to be honest.
That's fair.
Jim says I've been rewatching the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy because keep seeing Bully Maguire memes. Yeah, I see a lot of them. I mean, the first two are really good films, I think.
Hmm. Yeah,
I'm just
I agree.
yeah.
I
What's your
actually don't mind the third one either. I think it's okay, but favourite one possibly the first one, but I do love the second one as well.
mm. Yeah, see, I'm the same. I agree with you on the third one. I think it's actually okay.
Mm,
The second one's definitely my favorite though. I love
that's
Doc Ock.
fair. Yeah,
I
it's
do
a great
like
film.
I do really like Green Goblin, especially Willem Dafoe playing him.
Mm,
I might be a bit controversial here. I don't know because I know that the Sam Raimi love is very strong. But I thought Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin was better in No Way Home.
hmm.
It was just a bit more psycho, and he seemed stronger, if you
Yeah,
know what I mean. Yeah, and I like the fact that he wasn't wearing the helmet much. The helmet looks cool, but it's a bit goofy.
yeah, that's fair.
And what is your favorite Spider-Man villain? Mine is Venom, and I love the whole symbiote lore. Trust me, I'm a massive geek when it comes to all of the general Marvel comics. Have you got a favorite Spider-Man villain, Scott?
um, it's hard to think of them all off the top of my head because I'm not a massive comic book person, but there
Hmm.
is some villains that I do really like. I'm probably
Hmm.
just going to go with Green Goblin off the top of my head. I think he's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, for me, my favorite's definitely Doc Ock because of the movies
Mm,
and the PlayStation game.
yeah,
And in the comics, he's pretty cool. But yeah, in the comics, I haven't read loads of Spider-Man comics, but the ones I have read, Venom was, I'll probably agree. I read a couple comics with Craven in, and Craven's really, really cool. And that's why I'm
mm,
so excited for the new games. We're getting Venom and Craven.
yeah, definitely.
So that's going to be really cool. And, Venom hasn't been done very well in the movies, you know.
No,
Um, yeah, he was wasted in. I mean, he was so forced in Spider-Man 3, and
mm,
I'm sorry, I don't like those two Tom Hardy films. Um,
mm. I didn't even bother with the second one because I wasn't a fan of the first one.
the second one was so bad.
Mm,
But then, yeah, Craven hasn't been done really. He hasn't been
mm.
done in any of the films. Um, so I'm excited to see him in the game.
Yeah, I think that game would be awesome as well. I'm definitely going to get that day one.
Yeah, 100%. I'm trying to get platinum at the minute on the PS5 remastered.
Mm.
And I got platinum on Miles Morales. Love that game.
Oh, that was awesome. Yeah, I love that as well.
Yeah. So we're probably not going to make it to the bottom of the comments here. We are only about 6 off, but we're going to
Mm.
wrap up in a minute. So maybe we'll just do 2 more here.
Yeah, no worries.
Um, Jim says up 14 years ago today. Oh wait, Up come out. Sorry, the movie Up, Pixar,
Mm.
come out 14 years ago today, and Finding Nemo came out 20 years ago today.
Wow.
Oh, well, that's making me feel a bit old because I'm pretty sure Nemo was the first film I saw in cinema
Awesome.
20 years ago. Me and my dad really can't remember whether he took me to see Attack of the Clones or not, but I'm pretty sure Nemo was my first film in cinema.
Yeah. Nemo's great. That's one of my favourite Pixar films, definitely. I love
Yeah,
that film.
I think it is my favorite, but I think there is a bit of
Mm.
biasness involved. That's for sure.
That's fair. I can get that, yeah.
Marvelous says so hyped for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Yeah, I'm buzzing for that.
It's going to be great.
I'm just going to pick and choose the last couple comments here. I'm going to bring this up. Pete's here, Play Tendo guy. Hello, mate.
Hey, Pete. Hello.
And he said he just watched American Gangster, a great Ridley Scott film. What's your thoughts on it? Well, I haven't seen it, so we're going to rely on Scott for this one.
Fantastic film. Can't remember loads about it, but I do remember really enjoying it. Fantastic cast. It's got Russell Crowe and Denzel Washington in it, and yeah, just really well acted. Really great film.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I like Ridley Scott, so I'll that will be on the list to watch at some point for sure.
Awesome.
And Sabian's movie and games is here. Hello, mate.
Hello.
We're just about to start wrapping up, mate. Yeah, and we'll finish up on this one then. Let's finish here. Oliver says, I like how the trailer was horning on the whole Venom thing for the game. Yeah, I mean, I thought that gameplay trailer was honestly perfect. It got me so hyped. Loved seeing him fight the lizard for a little bit and the whole Venom stuff. Great. Then they teased Craven enough. Really cool. Really cool.
Yeah. I think it looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. It's probably going to be one of the games, if not the game of the year, when it is out this year or next year.
This year,
Oh,
yeah, I know when it's out, but I'm not allowed to say.
all right.
I'll tell you off screen when we're
Okay.
backstage.
Yeah.
It is this year. But yeah, no, I can't wait for it. I think it'll be my game of the year. For me, Hogwarts is my favorite game this year so far, but I think Spider-Man will be better.
Yeah.
But I finished, speaking of games, I'll finish on this. I finished the new Star Wars game today, Jedi Survivor. Have you been playing that
Oh,
one?
I haven't, no, but I do want to get it at some point, definitely. I'm hearing great things about it.
Yeah, it was a pretty good game. I was a massive Star Wars person. I must admit, I was a little bit disappointed in it, but you know, it was still good. It was still good. I can see why people are loving it.
Yeah, definitely.
But anyway, we'll wrap up there. It's 9 o'clock. We nearly made it to the bottom. We skipped over a couple comments there at the end, but we more or less made
Mm.
it to the bottom. Actually, I think we did it.
Awesome. That's great.
But thank you so much for coming on, Scott. Honestly, you're a top guy. And anyone who's watching now, anyone who's watching on playback, if you're not subscribed to Scott, links in the description. He goes live once a week with a great little group of guys, and he has a new guest on all the time, and it's just always a blast. So make sure you go do that.
Thank you, James. Really appreciate that.
Oh, it's a pleasure, mate. Well, thank you for coming on. Thank you for everyone for watching. And hang on, I'll say now. When's the next stream I'm doing? Hang on, the 5th. That's next week, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yep. I'm back next Monday as well, and I got Ryan on, so that'll be interesting. And then I
Awesome.
think the stream after that, I have the movie insider who I haven't had on before. So yeah,
Aiden's a great guy. I need to get him on one of my
Yeah.
live streams in the future as well.
I'm really looking forward to having a chat with him. To be fair, he seems like an awesome guy. But
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. But next week I'm back again. So it's 3 weeks in a row nearly. So yeah, back with Ryan. It's been ages since we've done something because we can't find the time to record a podcast episode at the minute. But anyway, so yeah, I'll see you everyone next week. Thank you for coming on again, Scott.
Thank you for having me, James.
Pleasure, mate. And yeah, see everyone later. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.